Good morning, family. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. My name is Algeron. I will be the host on today's morning call. Thank you guys for tuning in. So excited to be able to continue onto the part 2 version of yesterday's lesson. Going to be able to further dive deeper into how to get your mistakes to pay off. Looking forward to sharing so much incredible value, guys, that's going to not only help you, but also allow you to be able to teach this to others and help them do the same for themselves. So tune in. Going to get started in the next minute or so. Just want to say how much I appreciate you for tuning in and looking forward to having another amazing call, guys. So with that being said, we're going to get live on IG and we're going to get this call started. Awesome. So we are live on IG. We are live on YouTube. Welcome, family, to Breakfast with Aldron. Again, so happy and grateful to have you on this call. You could have been doing anything else in the world, anything else, but here you are because you realize the information that I'm going to share cannot be only applied into business, but also applied into our personal lives. So yesterday we talked about how to make your failures pay off, right? How your mistakes can actually pay you out, right? But too many of us will focus on the problem itself. We don't look at the bigger picture. So yesterday we talked about the first 3 points, right? And I'm going to review those for those that were unable to make the call or they tapped in late. So I want to make sure that we're all up to pace so that when we go into the final points that we're all on the same page. And obviously, if you missed some of the morning call yesterday, you can always tap in on either the IG or the YouTube channel. Definitely shoot a like and subscribe to this video for my family on YouTube. Definitely want to help continue to grow this community. So, yesterday, we talked about the first 3 reasons for how to get a return on our failure and our mistakes. And we said that the first 3 were the first point was keep success and failure together. And we talked about basically failure and success not being able to exist without each other. Failure needs success. We then talked about the second point about understanding the difference between good misses and bad misses. We talked about the story of the man who kept falling into the hole, right? It only becomes a good miss when you actually learn something. And then the third point yesterday we talked about was embracing hard, right? Everything that is worthwhile is uphill, but we have to make sure that we understand that in life you either do what's hard now and things get easier, or you do what's easy now and life only gets harder. So those are the 3 points that we talked about yesterday before we had to end the call. I want to share the final 4 points with you guys. And since we have a little bit more time, I'm not pressed with my other obligations. I actually want to really dive deeper into this for you guys. So if you guys are excited, drop a 111 in the chat. We got some people on IG, some people on YouTube. Once again, guys, so grateful for you guys. So grateful. Just want to always take time to show how much I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You guys are literally like the family that I wasn't born into. You guys are the family I get to choose. And I want to thank each and every single one of you for always showing support, for always being avid listeners, and just being so humble enough to give me the time to share information with you guys. So thank you once again. So I want to dive deeper in on the final 4 points. So the fourth way, right, or the fourth factor of being able to allow your mistakes to pay off is number 4 is anticipate failure. Anticipate failure. So understand that anytime you embark on a new journey, there's going to be failure that lies ahead. That's a part of the process, right? So it's important to understand that what we can do, right, for these upcoming failures, because no matter what new task or journey you embark on, there are going to be challenges that lie ahead. But what can we do on our end to handle these situations, right? What's the ideal way of being able to handle something that we know is going to eventually be coming our way, right? It's preparation. Because if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. If you fail to prepare, you are failing to, no, I said that backwards. If you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. So preparation plays a big role in this because guys, we know it's coming. We know that there's obstacles coming into our life, right? There's no ands, if, or buts about it. We understand that this is going to happen. So if you know something's going to happen, it's just not a matter of if, but when. Why are we not preparing ourselves? Why are we not doing what we need to do to prepare us for these challenges that come into our life? But again, what I was saying yesterday, a lot of times we create these false realities. We create these excuses in our head for why we can't get stuff done. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I really work hard and I deserve a break. Remember what I said earlier. You either do what's hard now and things get easy, or you do things easy now and things get harder. But if you think about it, guys, time is not time moves, waits for no one. So when you're old, your body doesn't work the way it used to. Your health is up and down, right? You're not the same young version of yourself. Why would you roll the dice on that? Why would you chance things getting harder later when you know you're not going to be at your top shape? That's just a part of life. But we doing things backwards, right? I was doing things backwards. I told myself I had all this time, and that's when I realized that with our generation that we don't understand the value of time. We just understand that we're young, we're physically fit, physically active, and we take advantage of these things. We take them for granted. And then when we get later down the line, right? We see all these health conditions come up, and it's like, dang, why didn't I do this back in the day? Why didn't I do this back when I had the energy? I was physically in shape enough to do this. Time waits for no one. So again, if you're not anticipating the failure that's coming, you're just taking advantage of the fact that you have all the time in the world, you're physically fit, you're young. All right, well, hey, good luck to you. But I'm going to do what's hard now because I want life to be easier. I want the work that I put in now to pay off so that I can retire in my 40s or 30s. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 or 70 when I can't, I'm not as functional as I used to be. I don't want to wait till then for things to start to get easy for me. I want to put the hard work in now so I can live a comfortable life with myself and my family. So understand that when you aren't preparing, right? The issue with that is when opportunity does come and you haven't prepared, then it's too late. Guys, think about surfers, right? All the things that they have to do to their board before they actually get into the water. They have to wax it, they have to buffer it, they have to polish it, right? To do all this maintenance to the surfboard. But before getting into the water, before the wave comes. So you had this one person who didn't do any maintenance to his board. Board's all scratched up, unpolished, right? And he's waiting for the wave to come for him to start to take care of his board. Now, guys, what happens by the time that wave comes if this person is just getting started and taking care of his board by the time he sees the wave? What's going to happen if he doesn't prepare and he literally starts to take action when he sees the wave coming? What's going to happen with that? Well, if you fail to do what you need to, or if you fail to act until you start to see what you want coming, well, guess what? Instead of riding the wave like with everybody else, you're going to be that person who didn't prepare and who spends their time trying to catch it, right? You don't want to be the person that's out there trying to catch the wave. If you know it's coming, if you know this is the opportunity that you've been waiting for, why are you not taking actions to preparing yourself? Why are you procrastinating so much when you know that this is going to help you get to your goals? It's all about the tech. It's all about the actions you're taking. But too many of us spend our time waiting for the opportunity to come instead of preparing for it to come. And then we do it all backwards. We say, okay, when this opportunity comes, then I'll start to work on getting into my routine. Okay, when this opportunity comes, now I will start to take it more seriously. Bro, sis, the longer you keep with this mentality, the longer you're going to stay in the box that you're in right now. The longer you keep putting off of the things that you should be doing right now, right? Again, you're choosing to do what's easy right now, then guess what? It's just going to be waiting for you in the future. But again, remember, you're not going to be moving and acting and doing things the way that you used to. So you really want to take that risk. You really want to say that you have all the time in the world when in reality we don't. There's people our age, right? There's people my age that don't see this age, right? I grew up in an area where, people sold drugs out in the open. I grew up in an area where people have overdosed that I went to school with and walked at graduation, right? Tomorrow's not promised for anybody. So why are you taking that chance? Why are you taking that chance on your family? Why are you taking chances when you have the full-blown opportunity to start to do things now, to start to prepare? So the reason why I dive deeper into this specific point is because we are not anticipating upcoming things. We're waiting instead of responding to them, right? By preparation, we're simply reacting to them. Reaction is simply this happened, therefore I'm going to emotionally react to this situation. But a response, right? You establish a response to something because you already have a plan in place for when this happens, right? Just like fire drills, right? Y'all remember in school, right? Fire drills, what will we do? We get up, everybody will walk out the classroom, walk out of the building, single file line, right? And we wait outside until we get permission to come back in. There's a system in place, right? There's a system in place that when this happens, you don't react, right? You don't see people freaking out. You respond because you already had a plan in place to be able to carry out the action. So that's anticipating failure, family. So number 5, speaking of systems, number 5 is you want to have a system to receive a return on failure. You want to have a system develop a system to receive a return on failure. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to give you guys the success formula, right? This is the success formula on how to be able to deal with a new experience, how to effectively capitalize on uh on doing something new and benefiting the most out of it. So, the success formula has 5 parts, right? The first part is testing. So you're testing something new out. To give you guys an example, right? Say, you are first day at a job, right? First time at this job. We've all experienced that, right? First time at a job. They are instructing you on how to perform a certain task, right? So in this stage, you're testing something new out. So I say this to say, my bad, family. So you're testing a new skill out. Obviously, we've never performed this test. We've never done this before. So we are going to fail, right? That's just a part of the process. You make a mistake. The results doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. So the second part of the success formula is fail. You fail from it. You fail at it. So number 3 is we learn from that experience, right? So you perform the task, you mess up, or you're carrying something and then you drop it, right? That's the fail. But then number 3 is we learn from it. What did we learn? Maybe I need to adjust my grip next time. Maybe I need to be more careful on what going around objects, right? Whatever it is, after you failed, you're now learning from that experience. What did you learn from that? What worked, what didn't work, and how are you going to improve? Well, actually, I jumped ahead, but you're learning, what did you do good? What did you do bad from this experience? Now, number four of the success formula is improve. Now, what are you going to do now to improve upon that so you don't get a different result? But that's where we're hitting that wall, family. That's where some people do not get to the next level because they're stuck at four. Too many of us, and if you guys remember the story I told you about the man that fell in the hole, right? Too many of us are only making slight adjustments, but still performing the same action. But then we wonder why we're getting the same result. Big changes, big results. Little changes, little results. So I want you guys to really understand there's a difference between it. It's all depending upon the amount of change that you make. If you're only making slight improvements, you're going to get 9 out of 10, you're going to get the same result. Stop trying to trick the system. Stop trying to be so innovative that, ooh, I have an idea that no one else has thought of. Family, we've been on this earth for nearly millions of years. You mean to tell me that you think that you're the only person in this world that has had this idea? If there's a system that people are following, if there's a system that is working for people and people have become successful out of it, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Why are you trying to be so innovative to changing something that has worked? That's the problem. We're too focused on being able to recreate the wheel when the wheel's already there. It's just you're not using it. So going back to the point of the fourth step of the success formula is improve. What are you going to do better so you don't get the same result? And it has to be significant enough where it's going to allow you to get the same results. If you tell yourself that you changed something, right? If you tell yourself that you did something different and you got the same exact result as before, then technically, bro, sis, you didn't really improve that much. I'm gonna just be very honest with you. You didn't improve that much. You didn't make enough changes for you to get a significant change in results. Otherwise, the result speaks for itself, family. And then the fifth step of the success formula is you re-enter. So after you identify what you're going to do to improve, right? After you identify what you're going to do differently, then you re-enter that. You jump back into it and you go after it again. And if you fail again, you learn from it, you improve, and then you re-enter again. That's the success formula. That's how you succeed. And that's exactly what legends like Mark Cuban have done. Legends like Elon Musk, right? There's no overnight success. There's no secret magic wand. People experience failure, they learn from it, they improve, and then they repeat. They test it, test a new strategy. They fail at it, they learn from it, they improve, and then they go after it again. That's it, guys. There's no magic wand. So many people want to hear a secret gem or they want to talk about dropping secret sauce and stuff like that. There is no secret, right? Y'all remember, y'all remember what was it? Space Jam, right? With Michael, the original, right? Not the one with LeBron, right? The one with Michael Jordan. They had the water in the locker room. The team was all beat up. They were all discouraged. They were all, in their heads. They're saying that we can't beat these guys, right? And then what was it? Bugs Bunny had that water, and he called it Mike's secret stuff. Guys, there is no secret stuff. It's just water, but it's all up here. It's about how you perceive it. The only reason why I'm getting a little deeper into Space Jam, but the reason why they won is because it wasn't because of the water. It was just water. There's no benefit from the water itself, right? Exactly, the placebo effect. My man Ron knows. It's the placebo effect. It's no real benefit, physical benefit. It's about the attitude that you have. And as long as you have that positive attitude, the success formula will not fail you. But it's all about the attitude that you have. So that's number 5. Develop a system to receive a return on failure. And again, we said you test it, you fail at it, you learn from it, you decide what you're going to do to improve. And if it's significant enough of improvement, you re-enter and you get different results. So the next factor is number 6 is learn to encourage others with your failures. Guys, this was a big one. Honestly, guys, to be very transparent, this was what gave birth to Breakfast with Algernon. This exact point is what gave rise to this call. This is why we're all on this call together, family, right? Not because I want you guys to I want, not because I want to become successful. I want to become famous through this, not because, I need the followers and stuff like that. The purpose behind Breakfast with Algernon, and there's so many things I want to do with this. But the main core reason for why I created this was because I wanted other people to learn from my mistakes, from my failures. I'll be the first person and the last person to tell you that I am not perfect by any stretch of means, right? I'm not perfect. And I embrace that because if I'm perfect, then I have nothing to learn. I never want to be in the state of not being able to learn new things. But the main reason is because I wanted others to learn so they can proceed and they can excel even faster than I did based off of learning what worked and what didn't work for me. So I want you guys to understand that that's why, that's why Breakfast with Algernon became what it is now, because I wanted people to learn from my failures. But my mentor would say this, right? He says, if you want to impress people, talk about your success. But if you want to impact people, talk about your failures. And I've ranted about this so many times, family. So many people want to just follow the clout. They just want to find out, they only see the success. But no one ever takes the time to ask, what did you do what did you fail at? Right? What failures did you experience in life that got you to where you are? I'll give you guys, there's some questions, right? That's really important to ask your mentor, right? That I'll share with you guys at the end of this call if you guys are interested. But there's questions, right? Are the pinnacle point for how you can excel even beyond your mentor, because learning from them gives you an early advantage. You don't have to go through the experiences that your mentor did. You don't have to go through the experiences that I went through. Therefore, that you learn that, this without having to actually physically go through it. You then now are even more sharpened than your mentor, because you know something yet you didn't have to go through the emotional stress, the trauma, you don't have to go through the physical experience. You know that if I do A, then I get B as a result. So I want you guys to understand that if you're going through something, and this is so important, family, so important. If you're going through something right now, understand that someone's story will be based upon whether or not you quit in the face of adversity. I'm going to say that again because I want you guys to really let this sink in for you. If you're going through something currently, understand that someone else's story will be based upon whether or not you quit when you're facing with adversity. Too many of us get it in our head. We're like, why is this happening to me? Why me? Why specifically me? I did everything right. I did my morning routine. I've been consistent. I hop on the calls. I hop on Breakfast with Algernon. I show support. I do everything right, but things are still happening to me. That's the poor mindset that's going to lead you spiraling down, because we're too focused on us. We're too focused on our own needs. Now, there's nothing wrong with looking after yourself, but when you're so focused on you and you lose sight of others, that's where you lost. That's where that's where the what is it, the expression? That's where the feather broke the camel's back, because you got too focused on your own needs and not of others. You fail to realize that you're not going through this for you. You're going through this for someone else, so someone else can learn, so your kids can learn, so your family can learn, so your mother and dad can learn, for those around you, your friends, right? The people you grew up with, so they can learn. It's no longer about you. Yes, we have our goals. Yes, we have things we're working towards, but stop thinking it's just about you. Someone else is literally watching you every single day, hoping that you make it, just so they can be motivated enough to pursue their goals. And then someone else does the same thing for them. And it just repeats. That's how we grow as a community. That's how we grow as a society. But too many of us are so focused on our own problems that we don't realize that we're affecting the future generations as well, because we're so self-absorbed about our own situations. I'm not saying forget your problems, but I'm also saying too, don't make your problems your only focus. Understand that you're going through this to teach somebody else this. Someone has to do it. Someone had to go through it. Wouldn't you like to be the person that stops this from happening to anybody else? Yeah? Okay, then. Well, stop focusing on your problems. And I say this, guys, because I love you. I want you guys to really grow and prosper, but we gotta get out of our own self-interest. We gotta stop focusing on this is only happening to me. It's happening for you, not to you. And when you're teaching other people, when you're encouraging other people to learn from your failures, tell them what worked. Tell them what didn't work. Show them, physically show them what they need to do to get the more favorable result. That's how you grow a community. That's how you grow your tribe, because everyone is all then learning from you. Everyone's learning from each other. Now we all don't have to go through the same experience. Everyone's, going through their own challenges, but we come together to teach each other how not to get this, how to get this result. That's how you build a tribe. That's how you build a community, family. All those famous companies out there, all the successful companies like Chick-fil-A, the Walmarts, right? They have such an amazing community, especially Chick-fil-A. Like, they have such an amazing community. It's like no wonder why they're where they're at. So that's number 6. Learn to encourage others with your failure. And the final factor, the final key of turning helping your mistakes pay you off is value the lessons that only failure can teach. And I want to dive a little bit deeper into this for you guys, because this is something that's so important that we overlook. For me personally, I was growing my business, right? I was growing my business strong, good community, everyone's motivated, everyone's hopping in, tapping into the calls, everyone's like, yo, we're in this forever, right? And then what has started to happen? People started to fall off, right? Winter season, people started to flake off, people couldn't, people had excuses that they told themselves that, why they couldn't do things and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not judging, you know, but you gave your word, right? You gave your word to say that you're going to do this for your family. You're doing this for your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your family, your kids, right? So, was it not important enough? Was it, your problems became more outweighed your why? What happened? But I say this to say, at the end of the day, right? I end up losing my entire team, lost my business, right? And the only person I could point fingers at a whole bunch of different people. I could say, "Oh, you weren't." I could blame my mentor. I could blame my upline. I could blame everybody else. But at the end of the day, the failure belonged to me. And what I learned is that when you don't put people first, the same stuff I'm telling you guys is the lesson that I learned. So I'm teaching you guys this so that when you build your business, you build it on a strong enough foundation where it can't crumble. So this is what I'm teaching you guys. The reason why I'm teaching this specifically is because it happened to me. It happened to me, family. So I'm practicing 6, right? I'm practicing the 6 point as we speak, because this is exactly what happened to me. And what I failed to do in my business was I didn't put people first. And that was one of the most valuable lessons I could have ever experienced out of a failure. Because in that failure, I understand how important it is to put people first. I understand how important it is to make sure that you're always pouring into others. They feel that you're near. They feel like you're there when they're struggling. They feel like you're there when they're going through a challenge. They can go to you as a resource and they can depend upon you. I didn't do that. I expected everyone to be motivated like excuse me, fam. I expected everyone to be motivated like me. I expected everyone to think like me, to move like me. But what I was doing is I wasn't taking the time to pour and invest into other people. And that's something that if you're running any type of business, if you want to run any type of business organization, be an entrepreneur, you have to value your people, everybody. That's the only way a system works. If you don't put people first, they will leave your business and they will find somebody who they feel as though is benefiting them. They will leave your business in a heartbeat. They will leave your business in a heartbeat and literally find some another leader that they feel like they'll be able to value from. So it's just super important, guys, to make sure you understand that with these lessons from failure, you're going to learn the most from failure. Success, think about it, family. What do you really learn from success? When you did something good, awesome. That's it. This is this is this is what happens when you do things right. That's it. You just learn that this works. But what do you learn from failure? When you fail bad at something, you start to understand why. So the first question you ask yourself is, okay, what happened? Right? The what part is, okay, this is the result of this action. Now you must understand why. Why did this happen? Okay, X happened because of Z, right? So when you start to experience, when you go through failures, you start to understand more things than just, okay, this worked. You don't just say from a failure, okay, that didn't work, right? You go through a breakup, right? You go through a breakup, or your friendship ends with somebody. You want to understand what went wrong, right? You don't just say, okay, that didn't work, whatever. Because if it meant enough to you, you would ask yourself, okay, why did this happen? What caused this to happen? How did this happen? You ask more questions. So out of failure, you're learning a whole lot more than when you succeed. There's so much more information you gain out of a failure than you do when you succeed at something. A success is just validation that you did something right. If you want to go deeper, yeah, you can ask how, what, why did it work? But we don't typically focus on that. We just know that, okay, if I keep doing this, I get this result. So that is point number 7. We value the lessons that only failure can teach us. So, guys, those are the 7 points on how your mistakes can pay off, right? And I'm gonna go through them again because I know we had some people that tuned in a little bit later on the line, later down in the call, and I'll also give you guys those questions too for you to ask your mentor, so you can essentially stand on their shoulders and excel even further than your mentor did. So I'm gonna go over the 7 keys again. So we said that, or yesterday we said that the first 3 keys were keep success and failure together. We said that the second was understand the difference between a good miss and a bad miss. Third was embrace the hard. You either going to do things that's hard now and things get easier later, or you do things easy now and things get harder later. We said 4 today. We started on 4. We said anticipate failure, because if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Number 5 is develop a system to receive a return on failure. And we talked about the success formula there. Number 6, we learn to encourage others with our failures. No one cares about your success. People should really be asking about, would you fail at? What failures did you make? How many times did you fail in order to get to this result? Right? Ask the more important questions, family. And then we said number 7 was value the lessons that only failure can teach. You learn so much more out of a failure than you do out of a success, family. So those are the 7 keys. And what I want to give you guys, because I think this is super important for any entrepreneurs, anybody looking to break out of the employee mindset. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with employees. Like, family, I'm telling you, like, the world cannot run without them. But for people that they just know deep down that there's something else out there that they want to do, that they want to do their own thing, they want to create their own business. For my, again, my entrepreneurs, it's important to have a mentor. Super important to have a mentor, because all these keys that I gave you guys, these are going to help you excel through that so much faster than learning this all on your own. Now, for those that are still on the call, I'll give you guys some gems, because I didn't know this until I established a very strong mentor myself. And he even taught me and put me onto some game that I didn't know. And I want you guys to be able to have some insight about. So when you're looking for a mentor, right? I'll just give you guys a few keys, not too much. But when you're looking for a mentor, there has to be a mutuality between the two of you. What that means is, obviously you're talking to this person for insight, for knowledge, right? You're talking to them to gain better insight on the business that they've known for, X amount of time. But they have to benefit it off of it as well. They have to benefit off of the relationship that you guys create. So what that means is, when you succeed, that mentor has to be able to benefit off of that as well. The reason why, right? And it may sound unfair, but the reason why is because, what reason do they have to giving you good information? What reason do they have to giving you accurate information? If they're not benefiting off of it, then essentially you're going to eventually become their competitor. So why would they give future competition a heads up? Why would they give them value? Because now you're challenging their business. So it has to be a mutuality when it comes to a mentee and a mentor relationship, where both parties are benefiting off of it. Otherwise that mentor could start to, again, the mentor could either give you fake information that's not accurate, or they can completely, like, they could essentially get rid of you as your competition, because they don't want competition. So make sure that when you're picking a mentor, that there's some type of benefit that they're getting out of this. I know it sounds unfair. It sounds like, people should be giving openly, but realistically, that's the world that we live in. We live in in the United States. We live in a capitalistic system. So there has to be a benefit for the mentor and the mentee at the same time with the relationship they create. Now, that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. Now, as far as for um the questions, sorry fam, I had like drew a blank for a minute. As far as to the questions that you should ask your mentor, right? When you have established a very good relationship, the mentor benefits off of it, you benefit off of it, you realize that you have a really strong relationship and a strong mentor, right? Here are the questions that you should be asking them, right? And my mentor told me that I should be asking these questions to him or another mentor of mine at least once a week, because this is going to help you grow even faster than they did. So here are I believe it's 6 questions, right? And I'll drop it in the chat as well for you guys, so you guys have it. So the first question is, what are you learning now? Right? First question is, what are you learning now? And I'll put this in the chat on YouTube as well. So these are the 6 questions that you can ask your mentor in order to better yourself, to further better your skills once you establish a strong mentor. So ask them, what are you learning now? Whether you're a mentor or mentee, you should always be learning. There's never a finish line when it comes to learning. You're always going to be pouring more and more value into yourself. So ask your mentor, what are you learning now? Where's your focus on? Another question to ask your mentors, how has failure shaped your life? Again, this is getting back into the points we talked about. Learn from their failure. Learn from it. The next question is, who do you know who do you know that I should know? Right? That's networking. Oh, my bad, family. I gotta put the questions in IG. My bad, family. So the first question is, what are you learning now? I said the second question was, how has your failure shaped your life? Comment failed to post. It's weird. Okay. How has your failure shaped your life? Third question is, who do you know? Who do you know that I should know? Remember they say, family, your net worth is your what? I'm sorry, your I gave it away. Okay, no, no, no. Your net worth is your what? No, I said it backwards. Damn. So it should be your network is your net worth. So that's why this question is important, right? Who do you know that I should know? Be around successful people. Stop hanging around broke people. Otherwise, you're going to be the next one. Simple as that. The people you surround yourself around, you're a reflection of that. And the people in your inner circle, you're about $3,000 to $5,000 away from their annual income. The people you surround yourself around. You guys are making there's only a difference of between $3,000 to $5,000 in y'all annual income. So the people you surround yourself around are the reflection of you. The next question is, what have you read that I should read? What have you read that I should read? Think and move like the people you want to become, like the people who have the things that you want. But you got to move like them. Simple as that. And that starts with reading. Yeah. You listen, you got to read, guys. If you have Fight Bro fans, number 6 is you. Frankie already knows, bro. Frankie already knows. What's good, Brody? The second to last question is, what have you done that I should do? This is the best thing about having a mentor, because they can tell you what you should be doing instead of sitting around studying, go Googling and trying to figure out what you need to do. Just ask, what should I be doing right now? Or what have you done that if you can go back in time, you would have done sooner? Now you know what they could have done. You could be a better version of them. That's the amazing part about having that tribe. Is that you guys are constantly growing, not only individually, but together, because everyone's getting better each and every single time there's a new generation. And then the last question, right, is how can I add value to you? This just solidifies that mentee mentor relationship, right? Because you want them to continually pour value into you. Well, you have to pour value into them one way or another. Obviously, it can't be information, because that's why you're talking to them. They know more than you do, but there always is another means of being able to give back to somebody who's giving to you. Easiest way, ask the mentor, how can I add value to you? How can I benefit you? And these are the 6 questions that you should be asking your mentor at least once a week when you sit down and get to know, sit down, have lunch or brunch, you guys talk and find out how this relationship could continually go forward and that you both continually benefit. Because if one benefits, the other doesn't, it causes resentment. And then the other one, doesn't want to mentor, or the other one doesn't want to receive the information. It causes too much conflict. So right off of the bat, establish trust, establish mutuality, a common ground where both of you are benefiting from the relationship. So that's a little side nugget for those that stayed on. I hope you guys, wrote those down. I did put them in the chat as well on IG. Also put them in the chat on YouTube as well. So with that being said, family, that is the call. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on the second day. I just saw my boy Frankie. I want to co-host one day, bro. I got you. We're gonna do this. We're definitely gonna do this. So we'll actually be in touch, broski. But with that being said, family, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. Always showing support to the family, guys. We're gonna continue to keep building this tribe up. Guess what? Breakfast with Aldron. I think the anniversary is coming up soon. I gotta look back to the videos and find the first day. But anniversary is coming soon, guys. I'm super excited to be able to start to do some launches soon. Once we're gonna build the community up on YouTube, start doing some giveaways. Merchandise is definitely still in the process, just working on designs and logos. Definitely big things coming, guys. But thank you so much for all the support. I cannot do this without you guys. And with that being said, have an amazing day, family. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. Have an intentional day. And take these points and really capitalize on the failures that you make, because they will pay you guys off in the future. So have a blessed day, guys. Love you. Peace. And I will see you guys next week on Saturday.